Hello and welcome to our presentation. Communities Against Woodsmoke is a grassroots voluntary organisation set up to give a voice to all those affected by wood smoke in their communities, to raise awareness of the health harming and environmental impacts of wood burning, and to campaign for legislation change that will give everyone the right to breathe clean air free from wood smoke pollution. This pollution can be broken down into two types: indoor burning from wood burning stoves and biomass boilers, and outdoor burning such as bonfires and fire pits. For the purposes of this presentation, we'll be talking about indoor burning specifically from wood burning stoves, since these are currently the biggest source of wood smoke pollution, and their use is increasing every year. So what's wrong with wood burning stoves? Wood burning stoves are several hundred times more polluted than gas central heating and produce more CO2 than burning oil or gas for the same amount of heat. All wood-burning stoves produce huge amounts of health-harming PM2.5 particles. This is true of even the most recent models of stoves called eco-design. PM2.5 particles and the smaller ultrafine particles are produced and breathed in regardless of whether wet, dry or seasoned wood is burnt, with some models of stoves being worse than others. Ultrafine particles are 1,000 times smaller than the diameter of a human hair and are therefore invisible to the naked eye. But if you're smelling burning wood, then you will certainly be breathing these particles in. In 2023, domestic combustion, which covers the burning of wood, coal, solid smokeless fuels and fuels derived from waste such as coffee logs, produced 20% of the UK's PM2.5 pollution. Road traffic contributed 21%. 11% of this figure was just from burning wood indoors. Wood burning is increasing every year, with 1.9 million homes now having a wood burning stove. Thousands more are installed in holiday lodges and glamping pods. But only 8% of people burning wood are doing so out of necessity. The other 92% do so for aesthetic purposes or in addition to other heat sources. We moved away from burning solid fuels in the 90s and 2000s, but that figure has started to rise over the past 10 years, with the share of UK households now using solid fuel to be around 11% in 2022/23. According to the Stove Industry Association, 200,000 wood-burning stoves were sold in 2021. In 2022, sales rose by 40%. That trend continued in 2023, with over 86,300 units sold between Jan and June, so this is a trend that is rising. So how does wood burning affect communities? Because so many more wood-burning stoves are now in use, and the flues are often installed very close to neighbouring houses, smoke and fine particle pollution will drift into neighbours' homes, and the closer the flue is, the more pollution is likely to enter. The ultrafine particles we mentioned before come into houses despite doors and windows being closed. This means that people are having their health damaged in their own homes through no fault of their own. Homes with wood-burning stoves are on average 3 times more polluted than those without. Because house chimneys are relatively low to the ground compared to the chimneys from factories or incinerators, the impact on health is greater as the pollution is being produced much lower to the ground, and because of temperature inversions in winter, this polluted air remains trapped at ground level for many hours on end, long after the wood-burning stove itself has been extinguished. Wood smoke also travels very far. For example, burning 1 kilogram of wood will pollute 1 million metres cubed of completely clean air and 10,000 metres squared up to 100 metres in height. This slide shows readings from an air pollution sensor on the house of one of our members. The flue is about 8 metres from the windows of the neighbouring property. As you can see, the peaks of PM2.5 pollution stay high for extended periods of time, even though they go lower when they are averaged out over a week or so. Looking at the averages gives the impression that there is not a problem with pollution. These averages are what local authorities and governments use to make decisions on air quality, which is why it can seem that there is no pollution problem, when in fact there is. Because it's the spikes of pollution and their duration that are causing the health problems. People are breathing in heavily polluted air during these prolonged spike periods and will be experiencing poorer health outcomes as a result. Here are a few quotes and experiences of a few of our members who have been living in neighbourhoods where people are burning wood and other solid fuels. My children can't play outside at weekends anymore because of wood smoke coming from other homes in our area. The smoke from my neighbour's chimney enters my home even when the windows and doors are closed. It always gives me a sore throat and cough. My child has asthma and we have to keep the windows shut all the time during the colder months because of wood smoke from neighbours around us using their wood-burning stoves. I dread autumn and winter now because I know I'll be spending every night struggling to breathe because of wood smoke from all the wood-burning stoves in my neighbourhood. I have to drive 5 miles every night just to walk my dog because my neighbourhood is so full of wood smoke that I can't breathe properly. More and more wood-burning stoves are being installed in my area, making it impossible for me to ventilate my house at any time of the year. I was only outside walking my dog for a few minutes, and now we are both having difficulties breathing. My clothes, hair and my dog all stink of smoke. There are wood-burning stoves on either side of my house and opposite. My wife now has asthma. The smoke comes straight into our house, causing us both lots of mental and physical distress. We live in a rural area, and the smoke from our neighbour's wood burner comes into our house when it's on during the day and night. My son has asthma and is struggling to breathe with it. My life and enjoyment of my own home has been severely impacted by the constant wood smoke pollution from properties around me. Wood smoke harms our health in many ways because of the multitude of toxic chemicals released when wood is burnt. Chemicals in wood smoke have been linked to cancer, asthma, COPD, dementia, stroke, heart disease, low birth weight and learning difficulties in children. Wood smoke contains many of the same carcinogenic chemicals as tobacco smoke. A recent study over 8 years showed that people using wood-burning stoves had poor lung function akin to that of a heavy smoker. Sticking with the comparison between cigarette smoking and wood burning, this slide shows comparisons made between burning 1 kilogram of wood and the number of cigarettes you would need to smoke to be exposed to the same amount of chemicals. If we take benzene here as an example, the amount of benzene being produced by burning 1 kilogram of wood is the same as the amount of benzene produced by 6,500 cigarettes. We banned smoking from indoor venues as we were aware of how bad it was for everyone's health, and yet wood-burning stoves are sold without any health warnings. This is what we would like to see the government and local authorities doing to protect everyone's health from this growing and avoidable source of pollution. Launch a public health campaign to raise awareness of the health harm from burning solid fuels in wood-burning stoves and fireplaces, and educate health professionals on the health harms of solid fuel burning. Label wood-burning stoves and fire pits as harmful to health to better educate consumers. Planning permission should be sought for anyone wishing to install a wood-burning stove on any property. This must involve consultation with residents in neighbouring properties. Phase out domestic burning for those who do not need to burn. And finally, these are the references and scientific papers that correspond to the facts in our slides. Thank you.